Now, what sister is about to tell you is the most diabolical slave system ever concocted. And you are perpetuating it. You are the people that can free yourself. The sister is going to be putting on what I believe to be one of the most important workshops you will have or we will be attending ever at this point. Because if you don't understand what's going on in the system that is presently here, you're going to jail and the concentration camps that they're setting up for you right now. Because they're setting it up for your straw man. And if you don't claim the straw man or know how to use the straw man, it's going to be used on you and your children. Right now we are all potential prisoners because we do not understand how the business of business works on your body and your ignorance. So with that, I'm going to ask you to give it up for a powerful sister who's about to give you information that you could never pay enough for. Sister Myra L.
Camera.
No camera. Huh?
The camera that they can turn.
Thank you. Okay. Greetings, everyone. I hope I could live up to Phil's accolades that he said about me. Okay. I'm going to try to be as brief and concise as possible. I'm going to try to make it as understandable as possible. Most of the information that I'm going to share with you all here today, less than 1% of the people on planet Earth fully understand how deep the rabbit hole really goes. A lot of the information that I'm sharing with you is for your personal edification and further research. Unfortunately, based on what I'm saying here today, you can't go home and start to implement it because it's so detailed and involved. But it is a starting point. It is a place to begin to understand the madness going on around us. For people who have a cursory knowledge of the UCC, I ask that you be patient because in order to fully get a 360-degree perspective on what's going on, I have to sort of take it from the top. Now, basically, the first order of law is called natural law. And as children of the Creator, we are all under natural law. Something has happened in the process that has removed us from natural law and placed us under artificial law. And that process, it took place during our birth. Artificial corporate entity was created at birth through the birth certificate, and your mother was listed as the informant, and she gave you over to the state. And this is evidenced by your name in all capitals. At this point, your birth certificate was sent to Washington, D.C. with a certificate of live birth, and a bond was placed on this. This bond is a significant amount of money. It's also through your Social Security. You were entered into a trust, as Phil was talking about, a ceased trust through the Social Security card. You have your Social Security numbers, and then on the back of your Social Security number, some people it's red, you have 9 figures. The first one is a letter. It's a letter from anywhere from A through L. Those letters indicate which Federal Reserve Bank is holding your exemption. After that, you have a series of 8 numbers. Altogether, these numbers create what's known as your priority exemption account. And basically, this priority exemption account is been used all over by different corporations. It is considered abandoned property. It's considered intellectual property and also considered abandoned property because you haven't claimed it. And you haven't claimed it because you have no awareness of it. And basically, corporations all over, including your jobs, are using your exemption priority number. And this is basically how the whole scam is set up. Now, you have to understand that there's the flesh and blood person, and then there's the straw man. Anything you do in commerce is not predicated on the flesh and blood person. It's predicated on the straw man. You could look at your driver's license, your birth certificate, your work check, any commercial document. It is not you, the flesh and blood person. It is an artificial corporate entity known as the straw man. And until you take commercial control of this straw man, the state has full control of it. And this is basically how they have been manipulating us as a people. It's not predicated on race. Everybody is being screwed by this, no matter what color you are. Unfortunately, with the prison system, we have been selected to be the permanent underclass, to be railroaded through the prison system, and they use our bonds on a regular basis. I just want to point out that the United States, unbeknownst to many, is not a country. It is a corporation. So we have to be able to understand these concepts and see them as they really are. I'm going to ask my friend Don just to read a little bit.
Highlight it?
Yeah, well, the top about the...
Okay, this is United States, U.S., U.S. USA, and America. Means A federal corporation, Title 28 U.S.C., which is United States Code, Section 3002-5, Chapter 176. It is clear that the United States is a corporation. 534 Federal Supplement 724. It is well stated that United States et al. Is a corporation originally incorporated February 21st, 1871, under the name District of Columbia, 16 Stat. 419, Chapter 62. It was reorganized June 11th, 1878, a bankrupt organization per House Joint Resolution 192 on June 5th, 1933, Senate Report 93, 549, and Executive Orders 6072, 6102, and 6246, a de facto, and she'll define de facto, government, originally the 10-square-mile tract ceded by Maryland and Virginia and comprising Washington, D.C.
Okay, excuse me.
Go.
I'm just going to interrupt as he reads. No, don't go nowhere. Originally, the U.S. just consisted of the 10 square miles within Washington, D.C. And through contracts, it contracted with different states to expand that name to the rest of the states.
Plus the possessions, territories, forts, and arsenals. The significance of this is that a corporation, as a corporation, the United States has no more authority to implement its laws against we the people than does McDonald's corporations, except for one thing: the contracts we've signed as surety for our straw man with the United States and the creditor bankers. These contracts binding us together with the United States and the bankers are actually not with us, but with our artificial entity, or as they term it, person, in quotes, which appears to be us, but spelled with all capital letters.